the Democrats have been doing a pretty good job, I have to say, in these hearings. They have a little more latitude because obviously, like, they get the principles in for these hearings, and doing reconciliation bills, not quite the same as the budget bills, but the ones where there's massive cuts. There's people got to come in and got to justify why they're cutting. They got to answer these questions. Here is the Honorable Doug Collins. He was, in fact, a congressperson, so he knows about this stuff. He knows how to prep for these hearings because he was on the other side. Maybe not. This is obviously in the Senate, but here he is being questioned by Senator John Ossoff.
17% to $24 billion.
Not medical care, medical services. So here's your just to be clear. I mean, the chairman mentioned this. We usually get.
I understand completely.
Specifies how many folks you intend to employ.
He's asking. You have all these cuts here in your budget, and to be clear, Doug Collins is the VA secretary, so they want to know. You have all these cuts in terms of money, but like, where are the cuts coming from? Like, can you outline to us like where these cuts are coming from and why they are not going to have be problematic in terms of the service that you provide to veterans? Good.
Not medical care, medical services. So here's your just to be clear. I mean, the chairman mentioned this. We usually get.
I understand completely.
Specifies how many folks you intend to employ. We have a 26-page PowerPoint, but in that 26-page PowerPoint, here are specified about $17 billion in cuts to the medical services budget. So what are you cutting in medical services? Specifically, who are you cutting, since that's exclusively personnel?
Again, this is the issue that we have right now, and I'll just state this for either of us to go back in circles. We'll be providing more of those numbers, as I said yesterday on our phone call this week. So at this point in time, the numbers that we're providing are the numbers that we have at this point. I'll be happy to talk to you further about those later.
And understand that's why we usually get these in advance of this hearing. I mean, I'm wondering if we need to reconvene having received the full budget request, because the thing that is causing a lot of consternation is this proposed $18 billion cut to medical services. I mean, and so today is the budget hearing where you justify the budget request. So how do you justify this cut to medical services, and who are you going to fire in order to pay for it?
And I'll go back to the same answer I gave you just a few minutes ago. I mean, in this process, we'll have the more information on that part of it as we go forward. The basis of the budget was based on our workforce as it existed and moving forward, and the numbers have not been cut to the medical.
I'm sorry. Yes,
pause it for a second. Okay, I just want to, because this is getting very Byzantine. Let me explain to you what Collins is saying here. Ossoff is saying, you've got $16 billion worth of cuts to personnel. Doctors, it could be doctors, could be nurses, it could be, I guess, theoretically, physical plant staff at the VA hospitals. It could be social care workers. And so Ossoff is saying, this is the hearing where you explain to us who you're cutting. And so who are you cutting and why? And Collins is saying, I don't know. Or what?
Dog ate my homework.
I didn't know that was going to be on the test.
This gives me flashbacks to college. I'm like, oh crap, I missed this deadline for this paper. I should have had the bibliography done. Again, I will turn it in next week.
And it's not even numbers. Like, numbers, obviously, Ossoff wants to know, like, how many doctors, how many nurses, how many people who, clean bedpans. But it's also sort of like, what are the justifications around this? Like, where are you providing too much VA care?
The slightest notion of how you arrived at $17 billion for cuts. Could you provide us with that?
Is there any other context where like, was this this was the big meeting?
Oh, this is
I didn't know. Oh,
I thought we were talking about wokeness.
dude, I am totally. Hey, okay, my bad. Good.
$18 billion cut to medical services. I mean, and so today is the budget hearing where you justify the budget request. So how do you justify this cut to medical services, and who are you going to fire in order to pay for it?
Okay. Did not know that was going to be.
And I'll go back to the same answer I gave you just a few minutes ago. I mean, in this process, we'll have the more information on that part of it as we go forward. The basis of the budget was based on our workforce as it existed and moving forward, and the numbers have not been cut to the medical.
I'm sorry. Yes,
the
it
care
has.
budget.
You have in your PowerPoint here $17 to $18 billion in cuts to medical services. Again, this is a 26-page PowerPoint to justify the budget. So, and this is the budget hearing. So who's getting fired?
Okay. The PowerPoint is not an easy.
I don't know,
program.
Mr. Chairman, if we need to
Well,
reconvene after
don't.
they send us the materials, but I think this is insufficient. We clearly, and I'll follow up in my next round. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I don't.
How about you just give me a
man,
passing grade and not go out?
Hold on for a second. Let's see your PowerPoint. Do you have one? Because I'm sitting over here and I'm like, where's your PowerPoint?
I could have just said this.
Now, the proof will be in the pudding, and I'm sure I will understand everything that's happening.
Well, what you're looking at is a number that we derived from taking a number and subtracting that number from the other number, which would give us obviously a different number. So what more do you need to know?
Again, I was saying PowerPoint is defined by the Webster's Dictionary as a presentation software for organizations.
Okay, so I'm to believe that you would read the whole thing if it was a bit. I tried to summarize it.
And we'll get that to you.
But that'll be
It's coming right around the corner.
super. We got a problem with the post office. Maybe we should have a hearing about the post office. You know, it's also interesting. Obviously, in the same delegation, right? Like Collins from Georgia, wasn't he? And so one gets the sense that Ossoff maybe not a huge fan.
Familiarity, yeah.
But the thing that Ossoff does that I think he really gets is that like he's got that sort of like that Southern sort of respect in that situation. There are other, I feel like, lawmakers who'd be like, is this some type of joke? Yeah. Here's the rope. Yep.
I do like the thing of like, should we just reconvene when they're ready?
Oh, well, that's exactly right.
That's like constitutionality there.
Yeah. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.